Welcome to the dark room. Welcome to the place where we dissect the corpse of your liberty. This is where we admit the hard truths. This is Civil Defiance. I am Otto Bismarck. For years, I've seen the glint in your eyes, the radicalized daydream. You think you're fighting the system. You think you're a rebel. Today, we test that theory. I have 3 specimens in the cage with me, 3 self-proclaimed enemies of the state. They are here to convince you that freedom is possible. I am here to prove to them and to you that it is a fantasy. Meet Sarah, the tech defector who thinks code is a weapon. Meet Dr. K, the historian who keeps quoting Gibbon, convinced he can predict the day the lights go out. And meet Viper, the market parasite who believes that trading eggs in crypto makes him sovereign. I am your host. I am your jailer. And for the next hour and 15 minutes, I am going to prove that they are utterly and profoundly wrong. You need the state. You need the whip. You need the cage. Let's bleed. Let's make this viral. Let's start with a pathetic ritual, the election. Viper, you sell this opt-out gospel, but every 4 years, people drag themselves to the polls. Why? Because they are terrified of the other side. That fear, Viper, is the fuel of the Uni-Party.
You hit the nail on the head, Otto. The Uni-Party, that single symbiotic organism, exists to manage fear. They don't want solutions, they want problems. Red side gives you tax cuts for corporations. Blue side gives you wars for corporations. It is the same feeding frenzy. Voting is consenting to your own victimization.
That's a cute bumper sticker, but what's your alternative? Dr. K, you study empires. What happens when the people stop consenting? Chaos, looting, starvation, the collapse of the supply chain. You replace a flawed government with a machete fight.
You're presenting a false dichotomy, Otto. The current system is not stability. It's managed decline. Rome wasn't sacked because citizens stopped voting. It collapsed because the currency was debased and the bureaucracy became an unproductive, parasitic class. That is where we are now. The Uni-Party is just the elite's life raft in the economic flood they created.
I own the life raft. Who prints the money, doctor? Who maintains the global reserve currency?
A fading hegemon. A system built on faith, not physics. And faith dies the minute inflation hits double digits and the masses realize their 401k is a confetti bag.
And who will build the bridges when your crypto anarchy finally implodes? Who cleans the sewer? Tell me that.
The people who live there, Otto, the community, not a centralized, militarized, unaccountable bureaucracy 2,000 miles away. You're addicted to central control because you fear the competence of the individual.
And the individual is already building the alternative. They just don't use your centralized servers. The government, the Uni-Party, failed on every single technical promise. The healthcare website, the IRS system. They are technologically incompetent, but they hide behind massive surveillance.
We are the only thing keeping the lights on, Sarah. You know better than anyone. Without the state's infrastructure, your encrypted keys are useless. The moment we decide to classify your networks as a threat, we use the military-grade tools you helped develop to shut them down.
You'll shut down the entire internet to catch a few agorists? That's the economic nuclear option. You'll kill the economy to prove a point.
We will kill the economy to preserve the state. That is the Uni-Party's prime directive. You keep talking about freedom, but you underestimate the depth of the ruling class's commitment to self-preservation. They are going down swinging, and they will take the whole grid with them.
And that's why the Defiance is civil, Otto. We leave. We don't fight the system, we walk around it. We don't need your bridges if we don't pay your tolls.
Viper's talk is nonsense. He thinks he can hide. Sarah, explain to the audience why Viper's supposed parallel economy is actually an open book to the NSA. Give us the technical dirt.
It's the metadata. Everyone obsesses over the content, the text of the email. But the metadata is the relationship map. They don't need to read what you wrote. They need to know who you talked to, when and where you were. The Uni-Party is a relationship manager.
And it works. We track the flow of money. We track the dissidents.
But it's a time sink. That's the flaw. Every time a new encryption layer comes out, it takes the agencies months to retool. The goal is to make enforcement uneconomical. If you have to spend $1 million to track a 50 cash transaction in a local food co-op, you stop trying.
It's like trying to drink the ocean with a straw. Our only job is to provide so much friction, so much civil defiance that the mechanism seizes up. We use mesh networks. We communicate off-grid. We stop being a target.
You are not a target. You are a rounding error.
But rounding errors accumulate, Otto. That's the principle of exponential growth. Today, Viper is a noise. Next year, he's a choir. In 5 years, he's the entire soundtrack. The state has no strategy for non-compliance, only for violent compliance.
Then we make your non-compliance violent. We use the media to label you a threat to the children. We paint Viper as a terrorist. We shut down the power grid where Dr. K lives. We turn the heat up until you beg for the system back.
We won't beg. We'll build our own generator. That's the difference. You think everything comes from DC. We think everything comes from the sun and the ground.
Pause simulation. Heart rates are elevated. The host is agitated. The subjects are resisting. This is excellent data. We are civil defiance. We do not shy away from the fracture points, but we need to know where the cracks are deepest. I am accessing the listener feedback loop. I need you to guide the next simulation. Where is the line? What is the topic that makes your family stop talking to you? What is the conspiracy that turned out to be a spoiler alert? Is it the money, the medicine, the history? Tell me what we should destroy next. Click the link in the show notes. Send your topic. We are building a weapon of mass education, and we need your ammunition. Resuming violent discourse in 3, 2, 1.
You fools, you talk about self-sufficiency while living off the grid we built. Your little parallel market is cute, Viper, but it's fragile. When we roll out the central bank digital currency, the CBDC, it's game over. There is no anonymity. There is no cash. It's programmatic money. We can turn your funds off if you attend the wrong protest. You are extinguished.
And that is the accelerationism we need. You think that is a threat? That is a gift. It's the final nail in your own coffin. The CBDC is the moment the last sleeper wakes up. The moment you prove that the Uni-Party isn't benign. It's a weapon.
He's right. The technical capability is terrifying. I saw the planning documents. They tie the currency directly to your social credit score, your carbon footprint, your compliance. It's digital feudalism, but that pressure cooker will explode.
And where does it explode, Sarah? In your basement? You can't eat crypto? You can't build a house with a private key?
I can trade silver, gold, skills, labor, and eggs with a neighbor who has the same values. That is a market. It existed before the Federal Reserve, and it will exist after your dollar is toilet paper. You rely on massive, slow logistics. We rely on peer-to-peer trust that is faster, more resilient, and invisible to your tax collectors.
The state can regulate the dollar, Otto, but it cannot regulate trust. You've regulated humanity right out of your system. You create a parallel culture where the only virtue is non-compliance. Every time you pass an omnibus bill, you increase the size of the unorganized rebellion.
I will send the IRS to your door. I will send the health inspectors. We use the bureaucracy as a weapon.
And we will meet them with a local community defense fund and legal counsel that operates solely on cryptocurrency donations. We will create so much paperwork, so much friction that your enforcement arm seizes up. The goal is not to win the lawsuit. The goal is to bankrupt the state in legal fees.
And we are building hardware, auto, mesh networks, decentralized servers running off microsolar. We are taking the internet back to a physical layer that you cannot shut off with a kill switch.
You're talking about a war.
No, we are talking about secession. Civil defiance is the act of leaving without moving your feet. You keep the land, we take the economy. You keep the title, we take the power.
And when the infrastructure collapses, when the garbage piles up, when the plague hits, who saves you? I do.
We save ourselves. We've already seen your pandemic response, Otto. It was incompetence dressed up as central authority. No, thank you. We will take our chances with the neighbors.
You three are playing with fire. You are offering the audience a beautiful lie, a seductive fantasy. I give them the ugly truth, safety. You promise them chaos.
We promise them self-ownership.
We promise them digital dignity.
We promise them freedom. And freedom is messy, Otto. It costs you everything you thought you knew.
You listeners, you hear this? This is the sound of insurrection. This is the sound of civil defiance. They want you to unplug. They want you to be ungovernable. I haven't killed them yet. That means their ideas are viable enough to be a threat. They scared me enough to make me listen. And if they scared me, they should terrify you. Decide who you are right now. Are you the battery that keeps the Uni-Party lights on? Or are you the ghost in the machine? The clock is ticking on the illusion of stability. The algorithm hates this show. They are trying to bury this signal. This is your last warning before the blackout. You need to subscribe to the Civil Defiance channel on Spotify right now. Follow us, download this episode, share this edition. We are the only place telling you how to survive the collapse. I am Otto Bismarck. The game has changed. Your choice is compliance or defiance. There is nothing in between.